The day my wife left for Chicago felt unusually quiet. The house seemed emptier, almost echoing her absence. Normally, her presence filled every corner, from the smell of her morning coffee to the hum of her laughter drifting from the kitchen. Now the silence was deafening, and it made me realize how much I wanted to do something special for her return. I wanted her to feel loved, cherished, and reminded of the family that waited for her at home. I called the kids into the living room and shared my idea of planning a surprise. Their eyes lit up immediately, and we began brainstorming. We listed all her favorite things: flowers, candles, meals, music, even little quirks like the way she liked her pillows arranged. We divided tasks. Our oldest would handle the decorations, the youngest would write heartfelt notes, and I would take care of cooking her favorite dishes. We even decided to record little video messages, each one expressing love, funny memories, or simple "we miss you" moments. The kids were bursting with excitement, their energy contagious, making the house feel alive again despite her absence. For days, we worked in secret. Balloons were carefully inflated and hidden, candles were placed in spots where they would create a warm glow, and the kitchen was transformed into a small haven of aromas from her favorite recipes. Every night, I stayed up late, making sure everything was perfect, going over each detail in my mind. I even rehearsed what I would say when she walked through the door, imagining her reaction and hoping it would live up to our expectations. Finally, the day came. I could hear the car pulling into the driveway, and my heart pounded uncontrollably. The kids and I hid in the living room, peeking through the curtains, barely able to contain our excitement. When she opened the front door, the expression on her face was priceless. First came the shock, her eyes wide, her hands clutching her bag as she stepped inside. Then disbelief, and finally tears. The kids jumped out, shouting "Surprise!" and she laughed and cried at the same time, hugging each of them tightly. She turned to me, her eyes shining, and for a moment, all the distance and stress melted away. That night, as we sat together around the table, sharing the food we had prepared and watching the videos the kids had made, something shifted. The stress and distractions that had quietly built up over months seemed to vanish. We talked freely, laughed easily, and shared stories we hadn't spoken about in years. The surprise had done more than just make her happy. It had reignited a connection that had been buried under the weight of everyday life. In the following days, the warmth lingered. Our family felt closer, more attentive to one another, and more conscious of the small gestures that keep love alive. The simple act of planning a surprise had reminded us all of what mattered most: love, togetherness, and appreciation for each other. That weekend, I realized that sometimes it takes a single thoughtful moment to change everything, to restore bonds, and to remind a family of the joy of simply being together. If you